Welcome again to another of the Adam's Corner video segments where I take a look at some 4K and Blu-ray releases, new releases making their way to physical media for the first time in possibly upgraded editions or maybe for the first time ever. It depends. In this case, it's mostly upgrades we're going to be talking about on this episode. On the last video, just quick housekeeping, I talked a little bit about In and Out. The recent 4K release from Kino Lorber, and I said that was not reference grade quality. It was good, not great, and I would like to correct my previous assessment. I actually had only watched just a smidgen of it before I did the last video, and I finally got around to watching the rest of it, and I was quite impressed, all in all. And I must say that I was wrong. My initial impression of it was wrong. It's a very good transfer of In and Out. And when I'm wrong about something, I like to correct myself. And so I would highly recommend this. This was the farther it went, the longer it went on. I was really struck by the quality of the 4K scan from the 35 millimeter camera negative. So just a correction. In and Out is, I would say, probably a 4.5 out of 5 stars in terms of video quality. Audio is solid too. So anyway, just to correct myself. Moving along to another Kino Lorber release. This is a brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the 35 millimeter original camera negative. We're talking about a film that was, I guess, a little bit controversial when it came out, but it was multiple Oscar nominations, 8 Academy Awards, actually, and including Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Cinematography, and it won for Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay. I'm talking about Brokeback Mountain. And, of course, most of you watching this are, I'm sure, are familiar with this film. It's about the two men who find themselves working together on a ranch in 1962 and find themselves attracted to each other, and they try to go on with their lives, living the conventional lives that society expects them to live during that more puritanical, repressed time, I guess you would say. And, things are not as easy as they seem. And it's, I saw this film when it originally came out. I felt like I had not seen it since then, which is almost 20 years at this point. I can't believe that. My original feeling was that it was a good movie, but the emotions were maybe a little muted for my tastes. I really enjoyed it a lot more this time. I felt like it was just well done, very well done. Maybe not, the emotional stuff is maybe not as hard-hitting as in some other films of this type, but it's still a very, very good movie, and I think I enjoyed it a lot more. Maybe it's the 20 years of life. You go through a lot of life experiences and just watching the world go by, as it were, and you come to understand things and the things that other people go through, and you can relate. Wisdom comes suddenly, as they say. So anyway, enjoyed Brokeback Mountain this time around. This 4K transfer is very, very good. The audio and the video is just, you're not going to get any better. So wanted to mention that. Audio commentary by the film historian and writer Julie Kurgo. She used to do the essay booklets for the Twilight Time releases before that label went defunct. And she was just always so great, and her commentaries are no exception. They're just as great as her insightful booklets that she used to contribute to Twilight Time. So there's that. There's a lot of this stuff is stuff that appeared on the previous special edition of DVD and Blu-ray of Brokeback Mountain. There's the making of Brokeback Mountain, from script to screen interviews with the writers, a groundbreaking success featurette, and a directing from the heart featurette with Ang Lee, music from the mountain featurette with the composer of the film score, and On Being a Cowboy featurette, trailer, TV spots, yeah, like I said, just a really good-looking transfer of this film. And oops, that wasn't good. So anyway, but Brokeback Mountain from Kino Lorber Studio Classics, and highly recommended. So we'll move along to a couple of Warner Brothers releases. One is Twister, Jan de Bont's original 1996 film about storm chasers with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. I don't have to tell you what it's about. If you're a fan of the film, you are, and if you aren't, you aren't. I remember the teaser for this film was pretty exciting, and it was pretty intense, and we just couldn't wait to see the actual finished film. And when we did in May of '96, it was a little bit of a come down from the intensity of that teaser. The special effects are great. They were great then. They're still great. They hold up. But the film's story is flimsy at best and a little on the silly side, I guess you would say. So, yeah, that hasn't changed. But the performances, I mean, Bill Paxton's always good, doing what Bill Paxton did best. Helen Hunt, she's serviceable here too. Philip Seymour Hoffman, of course, in a supporting performance. I don't have to tell you all that. You do get something new here. You get a new featurette, The Legacy of Twister. It's the director discussing the groundbreaking film. And you get the commentary by the director of the film and other featurettes, and an HBO first look about the making of Twister. That was a promotional featurette that was from way back when. And you get a Van Halen music video. So, yeah, Twister, the quality on this, yes, very, very good. The audio and the video, just really, really impressive. My digital code was missing when I got my copy of this, so hence the missing digital code. Anyway, 4K Ultra HD release of Twister by Warner Brothers, and just really good stuff in terms of this. It really delivers. It packs the punch, as it were. And then lastly, but not least, of course, we have the Rocky Ultimate Knockout Collection. This was there's a little controversy here because last year there was a collection released in the early part of the year, and only the first 4 films were released on 4K, and everybody was clamoring for 5 and 6. Where are the other 2 films? And there was a lot of scuttlebutt that there was going to be another set that included these missing 2 films, 5 and 6. And well, I guess those who predicted that, their predictions came to pass. And so we have this Rocky Knockout Collection. I'll show you what you get here. These are the same identical transfers, the same discs, with a few. There is an audio correction, I think, on Rocky 2. And there seems like there's something with Rocky 4 that needed to be corrected. The corrections, the errors that were there in the previous release, they have been corrected, is what I'm getting at. And then you, of course, get Rocky 5 and Rocky 6, or better known as Rocky Balboa. The big draw here, I guess, is Rocky Balboa is available in 2 cuts for the first time ever, the original 102-minute theatrical cut and a 156-minute director's cut. Some of the stuff is probably not really needed, but it kind of gives the film a little more of a dramatic arc, a little more gravitas, as it were, from a dramatic standpoint. And so, anyway, the Rocky Ultimate Knockout Collection, I would definitely recommend it. It is. I thought that the other transfers were good to great on Rocky 1 through 4 and 5. The bit rate is hanging in there around, I would say 60 to 70. And then I noticed on. No, actually, I'm sorry. On Rocky 5, I noticed that bit rate going up to about 108 at one point. It was pretty impressive. There's some film grain there. It kind of has a film-like look that you would hope for and expect. Rocky Balboa, It's the lesser of the transfers of the two films, and that's kind of surprised because it's a more recent film. Still looks good. Looks very good, as a matter of fact, but doesn't quite look as good as Rocky V. But, still a nice uptick in picture quality and audio quality from the old Blu-ray set that we had all those years ago. So anyway, that's my latest update on new 4K and Blu-ray releases. It's kind of a slender week here, but there were just a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and so I have. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. I always appreciate those who comment. I enjoy getting to banter it up with those who enjoy this sort of thing as much as I do. And so until the next time, keep spinning those discs.